Hello and welcome to the latest Service Insight podcast. I'm here today at the new Hanover development at the Leigh site, and as you can see behind me there's a huge amount of work going on. We're going to be using this podcast to update you about what's going on across the trust as a whole, but I also want to use the podcast as an opportunity to tell you a little bit more about the process that we go through in planning these new developments. As part of this, I caught up with Chris Knight, our new project director. Chris, what is the planning process that we have to go through to take a proposal from concept to completion?
What we'll do initially is look at a feasibility assessment of a development. So we'd be coming up with sketch plans of a new facility, having a look at the square meterage of the new unit and getting that costed. From that phase of the process, we'll then be taking it forward into a bit more of a detailed planning work, getting architects involved, and taking it forward to a stage that we call 1 to 200s, which is room layouts, so how the rooms will look in a facility. Once we've got all of that detail, we'll have a costed plan that we can then take forward to business case. And once the business case has been approved, we would then be looking to secure planning permission from the local planning authorities before we're able to commence. That process for something of a significant size could take up to a year to complete. So having then commenced with the construction for the facility, obviously the construction period, depending on the size of the development, will vary, but we will then be looking to secure handover from the main contractor, which basically gives us ownership of the facility, and then we will look to commission the unit before it becomes fully operational.
You mentioned commissioning. Can you tell me a bit more about that?
This is probably the most crucial time of any capital scheme. It's the period of time between us actually gaining ownership of the facility from the main contractor and leading up to the unit becoming operational. It involves estates and facility staff doing a final check of the facility to make sure that it's fully operational, and also making certain that the end users, i.e. the staff, are completely happy with the unit prior to the treatment of patients.
You've talked us through the planning process. Can you tell me about how you involve staff and patients in this?
It's a very comprehensive process of user involvement that we look to engage not only our staff with, but also patients. If I take the Wrightington development as an example, we've been holding weekly user groups with our nursing colleagues and theatre staff colleagues for a number of months now. And that is taking them through every single aspect of the design process, right the way through to, from room size, right the way through to room furnishings. And that process has been really, really useful in getting a facility that will be fit for purpose when open. The other aspect has been patient involvement, and we've had patient involvement throughout the steering groups that have been held on a monthly basis. And their input has been invaluable to make certain that we get a patient perspective on the final solution.
Hopefully Chris has given you a good idea into the work that goes into developing a new facility for the Trust. Just to remind you, the Service and Site strategy is our plan to invest in all 3 sites across the hospital, improving our facilities for both patients, visitors and for staff. The major development on the Leigh site has been the Hanover block. The new Hanover block will be open for patients in June this year. It will offer a brand new urological investigation unit, a women's health unit, dedicated decontamination facilities and improved outpatient facilities. In addition to the Hanover block, we've also improved our existing outpatient facilities at Leigh, as well as creating a new phlebotomy clinic for the site. But it's not just Leigh where things have been happening. Over at Wigan, plans are well advanced for the creation of a new cancer unit and essential services laboratory. This will see us demolishing the old South Ward and, in the space created, building at ground floor a new cancer care unit, which will offer better facilities for our patients, while above it will be a brand new purpose-built pathology lab. The work starts in June this year and will be completed in August 2014. In addition to the cancer care unit and pathology unit, work is also starting this year on a new MRI scanner, demolition of one of the older accommodation blocks and relocation of services from the Christopher Home building. 2013 will also be an important year for orthopaedic services based at Wrightington Hospital. Behind me you can see one of the new modular theatres that have arrived here at Wrightington. These two new theatres will help increase our capacity on the Wrightington site. This will help us to drive down our waiting times, which will then attract in more work from surrounding areas. In addition to the two theatres, we'll also be putting into place the new infrastructure links for the site. This will be ready for the new development, which will be happening in 2014. The planned future development itself will consist of two new wards, a new barn theatre complex and a recovery area. To find out more about what this means, I caught up with Tony Clayson, the Divisional Medical Director for Specialist Services. Tony, can you tell me a little bit about the planned developments here at Wrightington?
Well, firstly, we have the introduction of two new modular theatres. They will be commencing operation from July, and these two new state-of-the-art operating theatres will increase our operating capacity from 8 theatres at the moment to 10, and that will really increase significantly our ability to deliver high-quality care to our patients. The second phase of our development relates to a more ambitious project to build a whole phase 1 complex, which actually involves 2 new wards, a whole new build of 4 what are called barn-type operating theatres to bring us again up to high-quality modern facilities, and that whole project will come online as we move forward with the modular theatres as well.
And what improvements can patients expect?
Well, in the short term, with the modular theatres increasing our operating capacity, we'll be able to operate on more patients. We'll be able to therefore improve the patient pathway. The time in which it takes us to treat patients will reduce, and we'll be able to sort of enhance the whole sequence from patients referred by GPs to having their operation will be improved. The new build with the new theatres and the new wards will give us 2 fantastic state-of-the-art wards to enhance patients' whole experience. The environment they will be in will be greatly improved, and that will add further to the high quality and efficient care they receive here with us.
And finally, the service and site strategy isn't just about new buildings, it's about doing things differently and better. Can you tell me how the orthopaedic team are responding to this?
Well, I think with great enthusiasm, to be honest. When one sees new theatres going in and a new build, it causes us all to sort of look at our whole practice, and examples would be the way in which consultants now are talking about working more in a team structure, sharing out patients if appropriate between us. We've increased our numbers of staff supporting the whole process, with practitioners being employed, and basically we're looking at the whole patient pathway to work in a more collaborative way so we can, as I say, improve the quality and the whole patient experience as they receive their treatment here at Wrightington.
As you've seen and heard, there's an awful lot happening over the next 12 months. New facilities are opening, clinical teams are finding new ways of working, and plans are well advanced for the next stage of investment across all of the Trust sites. Thanks for watching.